Hello there, you lovely lot. Welcome back to another fabulous show here on Crafters TV. It's time for a masterclass. That's where we show you one type of product or one technique for the entirety of the 2000. It's going to be a really fantastic one today because we are focusing on all things shiny. It's all about the Gemini foil press, which is going to be fantastic. I know so many of you already own this, one of your absolute favourite machines. Got a brilliant deal on it as well, and I'll take you through that in just a few moments after we meet Mr. Foiling himself, the king of the foil press, I like to call him. The hottie Scotty is here. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing good, thank you very much. Do have a confession to make.
Oh, what's that?
No shirt.
No, no.
It's gone. Both of ours has gone missing, actually. It's gone walkies.
Can't find them. We need to track them down, don't we?
I'm sure they were in the wardrobe.
I bet Johnny's taking it for his holidays.
Probably. Yeah. I would have thought so. Or maybe Ben.
Yeah.
Ben's taken them. Who knows?
Who knows?
But it's disappeared anyway. Sorry. So you're left with this. Anyway, the good thing is we do have lots of foiling on the show as well. Let's have a look and see some of the things that you could be doing. Now, if you're like, Craig, I'm not into foiling, I don't want to do any foiling, I just want some dies. We do have a few coming up as well. But what we've got here is, in this one here, we're going to look at the background. So what we've got is we've got some foil press stamps that create a background. It's actually called a border, but what we've got is using it into a background sort of form. Same with this one here. So where we've got that distressed look there with the gold, that is actually one of the foil press stamp. So you could use it as the background. But we've got some sentiments as well. So our foil press is absolutely the perfect thing to do things such as wedding stationery. We've got some sentiments. It's going to work an absolutely treat, whether you're doing it in gold or rose gold or any of the other colours that you wish to do, you can do. Some more sentiments as well. Now, all of the foil will create a resist effect. So if you want to come over the top with your water reactive inks, you can do. But we've also got some of the foil and cut stamps here. So for instance, this one does exactly that. So all that silver is foiled and the aperture within the middle, as well as the outline, die cuts out at the exact same time. We've got, look at this one here, so we're actually looking at all the way around the edges. We've got that Art Deco feel. So I believe when I was off, there may have been an Art Deco hunky-dory collection. Imagine having them in the centre there with the toppers. But then this is where I was saying, maybe you just want some dies. We've got our interchangeable sentiment dies, but do you know what you can do with them?
What can you do with them?
You can foil with them as well, whether it's the die cut piece or whether it is the actual sentiment itself. We did show you that within Wake Up Call, but what we're going to do is we're going to start a scratch just shortly with myself, where we're going to start by talking over the foil press, and then we're going to do some foiling. It's foiling galore over the next 2 hours.
Absolutely, a shed load of foiling fun coming your way. If you don't yet own the Gemini foil press, it was out of stock this morning. The stock we'd allocated for this show had sold out in the US before. I am pleased to tell you it is back in stock, but it's a very limited number if you're across in the US. Now, the machine on its own, firstly, if you come and got this machine from us anytime over on the website, you'd find it there at this price, $99.99 or $139.95. You'd get the machine, of course, in the box. You'd get the foil press base, you'd get the foil press platform, the top plate, the metal shim, the silicone cooling mat, the tweezers, the finger grips, a few dies in there as well for you as well, and your instruction manual, which is fantastic. However, today, don't buy that. I don't want to give you that. Today, look, get this one. Because free accessories totaling no less than £75.92 or $96.64, which is incredible value. You are going to get the carry case in there. You will get an extra metal shim, a cooling mat, another set of the tweezers, another set of finger grips, and 3 further rolls of foil. So it is a brilliant deal. It is a time-limited offer, so you will need to be quick for it if you want it. As I said, it did sell out in the US. We've managed to restock it, but who knows how long that stock will last. So $79.99, $111.96 if you want to grab that as a platinum member. In fact, as a platinum member, what you're just paying really for the freebies and getting the actual machine totally free, which is amazing. Now, let's move on. I want to share this with you. There is a small handful of this. How many are left, Johnny? There are less than 20 to go around, so you need to be quick for this. £30, $40. I'm going to go through what you're going to get included in here. If you bought this morning, this will be the bit you're excited about. We're going to give you a set of the tweezers in here. You are going to get some beautiful dies. You've got the Leon border and corner foil stamp dies in here. You're also going to get the Papillon as well. This one here, this is gorgeous. This is the Art Deco. That's coming in there. Then you're going to get some extra foils. Well, you can never have too many foils, which is fantastic. You're going to get the Icicle, the Beret. We've also got the Aurora, which is that one just there. And my favourite one, shiny disco balls. You're going to get the disco ball in there as well. Then we've got some lovely sentiments for you. This one here is your Save the Date. That's going to be coming in there. And then one of our sort of little embellishing dies. You've got the Floral Delight, and you've even got a little plaque in there as well. All of that should be over £100 or $125. Today, £30 or $40 is all you're going to pay for that. However, literally, if it's in your basket, you need to check it out. There's almost as many of you with it in your basket as there is stock available. Get in fast if you want to get your hands on that. Perfect show for you to get questions into us as well. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion over on YouTube. I want to know all of your foiling questions. I'd also like to maybe see some of your foiling projects in the show as well. I'll give you details on how you can send pictures in a little bit later in the show. Did you want a couple of questions to start off, Craig?
Do you want to?
Should we do one? We'll do first one. I had trouble with the champagne colour foil on pearlescent card. Just didn't seem to want to foil well. What could it possibly be, Craig?
Sounds like if it's not wanting to foil, it is simply to do with the time. So some of them does actually need a little bit more time than what is explained in the matrix. Matrix, if you've never heard of it before, we're going to go over it just shortly. But that is saying to me it's under foiling. It's just not wanting it to be foiled onto your cardstock. So all that you're going to do is you're just going to bring that time up a little bit. Don't change the heat, still on low, but what you're wanting to do is you just want to increase that time that little bit longer. Hopefully that's going to help. But we are going to do a variety of different materials within Masterclass.
Amazing. Any other questions you've got, get them into me. And also, I'd love for people out there maybe that have gone for this and haven't yet used it for the first time, Craig. It'd be great to get them people using it, wouldn't it? If you have got this and you haven't got it out of the box, let me know why. Let me know what it is that you need demystified or explain a little bit further, and Craig will be here to take you through it. We can hold everyone's hand, can't we, Craig?
We can.
Skip off into the foily distance.
We can do that together, and you can skip on to me. And I'll let you know as well, after this show has ended, this show will then automatically be stored on YouTube with the other thousands of hours of shows purely on the foil press. So there's thousands and thousands and thousands of hours worth of shows across on YouTube, but there is thousands with the foil press as well. So lots and lots of ideas, inspirations and step-by-steps. So what we're going to do within this one here with the masterclass, as of late, the last few weeks, last couple of months, we've had so many new followers and customers at Crafters Companion. So let's do this. Let's talk our way through the foil press machine and why is it so different to other branded machines out there. First and foremost, so you can see, yours will be nice and pretty and beautiful. This is my own machine, so it is a bit scattered.
Well
in some
loved,
places.
isn't it?
It's well loved, that's it. But scattered, a bit like me, unlike that lovely pristine look like Joe. So what we've got here within our foil press, we've got our main base and we've got our platform as well. So this is where you're going to be doing all of the times, the temperatures, and then this is what does the heating up. So this purple pad, this is what heats up. It heats up by the connectors that we can see just here. And you do, depending on where you are in the world, you do get your own voltage plug as well. So what you're going to get within your foil press is, by starting it up, Joe went over the key elements that you get as a standard when it comes to the bundle, but you're simply going to plug it in at the top here, and then there is two switches. You've got your main switch at the side, and then you've got your power button here. So there has been a couple of occasions where a couple of people on Facebook and even contacted customer service saying you switched it on at the side but your machine's not working, not realising that this is actually a power button as well. So you make sure that that's on. The digital display will pop up at all the zeros, and what will happen at first as well, we can just see it here where my finger is. I'm going to tilt it because it looks just like a normal light. It is in actual fact red. It's lighting up red at the moment for me, which lets me know it is coming up to temperature. So we've got Charlotte just zooming in that little bit, and I'm going to slightly tilt it. We can kind of see that red coming through. It is bright red, you can see it here. So that's letting me know that it's not ready to go. When it is ready to go, funny enough, it's going to go green to say go.
It's going to say, I'm ready.
Ready. Yeah. Unfortunately, yours does not come with a Leanne voiced, I'm ready. It just comes in with a beep. So once it goes green, we're ready to go. This is where you do all of your timings. You can then start off with following the matrix. This gives you just a smidge of materials that it's going to foil. It's going to foil so much more. It lets you know whether it's a small, a medium, or a large foil press stamp, the temperature, which is all low, and then the times you're going to put it on. What I say, start off with following the matrix. Yours might need a few extra seconds more, a few extra seconds less. It's all about under and over foiling. I'll explain to you just shortly. So what this happens is, as I say, it is coming up to temperature, still sitting at red. I can feel the heat coming up. Now, it doesn't get boiling hot, and same with when you use your foil press stamps. Once it's been on here and it's come to temperature, they don't get boiling hot, Joe. You will see me using my hands. Many of us do use our hands, but you do get the finger grips and you do get the magnetic tweezers. If you want to use it that way, then you can do. You also get your heat-proof mat as well. So maybe you're not fortunate enough to have a big craft desk, you've maybe only got a bit of home furniture, chest of drawers that are really expensive, but that's all you've got to work with. You know that they're protected with the heat-proof mat. The other thing as well is to say is because this does heat up, this does have an automatic shut off after around about 25 minutes.
Does the base unit get warm?
No, it doesn't. It gets very, very lukewarm.
On the top? Okay, not on the underside?
On this bit here. On this bit here, it also gets, I would say, in between lukewarm and the hotness of the platform here. It's just because as these little dots here, this is actually what's circulating the hot air all the way through. So this is what also stops it, as well as these bits into here, into that bit just there. That is what's creating the flow of air working all the way around, and that's what also helps it to stop overfoiling.
Perfect.
So we're going to pop that back in again. So as I was saying there, yeah, it does have an automatic shut off after around about 25 minutes. So if the phone goes or you go to the shop or something, forget to switch it off, don't worry about it, it'll shut itself off. We do have the option of a low heat, a medium and a high heat. I did touch upon within Wake Up Call that I've had mine for a few years now and I have only ever used it on low. I've never used medium and I've never used high heat. Kind of like, in some ways you could potentially think of it as future-proofing your foil press machine. You do have your minutes, you do have your seconds, you've got your start. If you do get a bit confused with your timings, simply hit reset. It's going to wipe it right back to the beginning again and then you can start off. It's as very simple as foiling your cardstock. That's now beeped to let me know it's ready and it's changed to green. Again, lets me know that it's ready to go. You do get your carbon plate, so this one here, you can tell by the size, this works instantly straight through your Gemini Junior. It will work with your large original Gemini, which is your A4 machine, but what you will need is an extender plate. So if I bring mine in, so this is what it looks like, exactly the same material as the A5 one, but this one enables it to go through your A4 Gemini machine. Don't do anything different, there's nothing to slot into, anything like that. It simply sits on and then you run that through your A4 die cutting machine.
Just to say, Craig, anyone that's trying to place an order in the US for the machine with the freebies, it is showing out of stock still. We're working on it.
Okay.
I'll let you know when it's ready to be purchased, Craig, if that's all right.
That would be lovely, thank you, Joe. Those pesky gremlins again.
Oh, I know.
I know.
It's so busy over on the website today.
So busy.
Struggling to keep stuff on the website.
I know. I think with having that incredible offer extended a little bit on certain Gemini dies, I think that's really made it busy as well.
Yes, absolutely. Always going to have a good hunt around the website. There's loads of stuff. But yeah, 50% off individual dies over on the website at the moment. Pretty much all of them as well, excluding a few. But definitely go and have a look at that after this show.
Absolutely. Now, what we've got here is we've got a couple of foil press options. So we've got our foil press stamps, and these are the silver ones. Now, these look just like normal paper cutting dies, but they're not. They don't actually have a pointy raised edge like a die would have. It's got more of a smooth design. So the design can range from a couple of millimeters to, 4 or 5 millimeters instead of having that fine point like a die would have. So that's giving you that ability to foil onto your mediums. Very much like a letterpress technique. You're letterpressing the foil into your cardstock or material. But what we also do, and we've got them on the show as well, we've got these darker grey ones. Now what these do is these do the foiling as well.
Okay.
So all the detail in the middle will do the foiling, and then there is a raised outline or inline in the middle of this heart, and there's also one on the outside that's going to die cut at the same time.
So do we have to pass it through on the foil press and then pass it through again on the regular Gemini plates in order to cut it, or is it going to do it all in one go?
It's going to do it all in one go. So you foil it like I'm about to show you in a moment, just as you would do any foil press stamp, but it's all about the plate configuration. You do get the ones that you need, such as your metal shim for your foil press. This is different to the metal shim that you get within your junior. So you can see this is the one that you would get with a junior, and this is the one you get with a foil press. So it's actually thicker on this one here. Perfect. So this is the sort of one that you would use when it comes to the deep grey to do the cutting, which we will do just shortly. But the other thing that you can do as well is, we're going to do it just shortly, but if I bring in one of these dies that's on the show, which is our normal wafer thin die, and we had a good question this morning, we automatically will just say wafer thin dies. One of the question is, well, what is a wafer thin die? It is basically just a standard die cutting die. It's one you're going to use for your cardstock and paper, as long as it's the thin, so it's your thin dies, it's not the great big chunky ones or the mixed media ones. You can foil with these as well. Not just ours at Crafters Companion, any brand that you've got out there that takes the wafer thin dies. The only exception to the rule is if you have that older die cut machine that was the Todo.
Yes.
Those dies specifically for that machine are slightly thicker.
Okay.
Don't use them. Other than that, Tonic, Tattered Lace, Spellbinders, any brand you've got that wafer thin, you can then foil. Whether it's the die cut piece or the actual die itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in one of these sentiments here. In actual fact, this one isn't even opened yet. So we are going to come in plain and simply with one of these sentiments. This one is Save the Date. So if you're going to be doing it onto your cardstock, great. Texture, smooth, pearlescent, craft card, anything like that, no problem at all. But as we're starting right from the beginning, Joe, what we're going to do, nice piece of white smooth stamping card, and we're going to foil onto that one here. I've got some of the gold shimmer foil, and I know you've got a bundle of foils that you're going over just shortly, if maybe you want to add to your basket, or you maybe want to stock up. And I'm actually going to go over something really important about the foils as well in a moment or two. If we do come back to the matrix here, I'm going to be using my stamping card, so say 300 GSM. There is an option for 350 GSM. Now, I would class this as a small foil press stamp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going 300 GSM cardstock. It is a small one. I'm going to go on low, which I'm already on, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this for 10 seconds. So I would always start with the matrix. I would try it now, and then if it gets under foiling, that just means it needs a few seconds more. And that's what I mean by getting to know your machine. What can also happen is your environment that you're in. So if you're crafting in a freezing cold room, or it's been sitting in a freezing cold room, what you might need it is just for a few seconds more.
I guess your dies are freezing cold as well. That's going to make a difference, isn't it?
100%, absolutely. So always think about the environment that you're in as well. So what I'm going to do is, because my matrix says 10 seconds, I'm going to go right up to 10 seconds. I'm going to pop my foil press stamp onto my platform. I like to put my carbon plate over the top and press start. I think I'm the only one on the team that actually does this. I prefer to put my carbon plate on, Joe, because the way that I see it is the heat's raising up through the stamp and then it's just evaporating into the air. I want it held in, so it's heat's rising up and then bouncing off the carbon plate back through my foil press stamp. So bringing in my foil, shiny side down, I'm just going to do it onto
Which is funny because I would in my head, you'd automatically think shiny side up, wouldn't you? Because you think you're going to foil the actual die itself.
Exactly. You automatically think you want to do it that way, which you don't. You're just doing it the opposite side. So pop the foil on with my cardstock, and then I've set the carbon plate over the top. This is what I mean by instantly it goes through your Gemini Junior because of the size of it. So then what we can then do is if we lift this one up, now you'll see from up above, see how we've already got that impression already through. But if I peel that one off, we have got save the date that you can see on this one here.
For things like stationery, it's next level, isn't it, foiling?
Really is. So if you are wanting to do your wedding stationery that you can see here, you can then get creative. You can do your pockets, save the date. You can do your little tags as well if you want to. Then what you can do is then you can come in with the invitation and you can create your invitations. So you look at that price on your screen now, $79.99 or $111.96. How much would you cost for foiled wedding stationery? Yeah. Within even just the sentiment alone, you can do so many elements of your invitations. Buy some inexpensive pearlescent cardstock, hint of gold, hint of silver, anything like that, and then that is yours good to go. So that is the very, very basic of talking around the foil press machine and foiling onto cardstock using some of the foil press stamps.
Excellent. I can let you know that that deal now in the US is live. You were trying to order and you were unable to check out. It is now back in stock. It did sell out before we did the wake-up call this morning. We have restocked. We don't have as many as we had originally. So if you do want it, you want it to be quick for it. $79.99 or $111.96 if you are a Platinum member. Remember, you're going to get £75.92 or $96.64 worth of freebies in there, including the carry case, the extra foils. You're going to get another of the silicone mats, the metal shims, the tweezers, and the finger grips in there as well. So really useful stuff to have extras of in your stash, which is fantastic. Of course, you're getting everything that you get in the box as standard as well, which is absolutely brilliant. Now, should we see who's tuning in saying hello? People saying hi from all over. Patty's in Michigan. Hi, Patty. Gail saying hi from Maryland. We've got Suzette. Sue's in from PEI. Georgianne is in Clearwater. The lovely Lynn's here. I can see Pat sends paper hugs is saying hi too, which is fantastic. Lots of great questions coming in, so keep those coming in to me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you are over on YouTube. I know lots of you already own the incredible Gemini foil press. Might be wanting to go for some of the extra foils that we have on the show for you today, then absolutely you can. In here you're going to get the berry, cerise, disco ball, gold shimmer, holly, icicle, silver, the silver shimmer, the turquoise, and the Aurora in there as well. $21.59 or $27.19 for Platinum members there. That's £2.15 or $2.71 per roll. That is awesome. Awesome value for money. The mystery bag, if it's in your basket, it is now over allocating. There are more of you trying to get your hands on this, and we actually have stock available at the moment. It will be fastest finger first when it comes to who gets this over on the website at the moment. Remember what you are getting in here. Loads of great things. You're going to have some foils in here. Loads of our foil stamp dies. This is a foil stamp and cut die. You've got some lovely borders and corners in here, a couple of different sets of those. You'll get some of the tweezers in there. You've also got the plaques for your monogramming. They're going to be included. You get a sentiment, some embellishing dies, and yet more foil as well. All of that, if you were to buy individually, would come to £100 or $125. You can get that for £30 or $40 today, but you will need to be quick. The last handful of those now remaining, so do stock up on them. Who else we've got chatting away here in the comments with us as well? Alison's in, says, I bought my foil press when it came out of Craftaganza. I've only used it a couple of times. I must find some time to take it out and use it. Absolutely will inspire you today. Lots and lots of questions coming in, Craig. Marianne's got a great point. She said, what should I do if I'm unsure of the weight of my cardstock? I'm unsure what GSM it is.
That's a really good question. So what I would suggest, if you are unsure of your cardstock, excuse me, I would always go with 300 GSM, because that one then is the lowest in the weight. So if you are unsure, now what I would say is, you tend to have, even as a crafter, you tend to have a good feel as to if it's something like 350 GSM compared to, like, you know, 250. You know, you've kind of got that feel. If it's very, very thick, then I would go to the 350 scale of it. If it is, you know, maybe a bit flimsier, that I would go towards the 300 GSM. What I would say as well, don't worry about it, don't stress about it. If you are just completely unsure, simply go by 300 GSM. If you get underfoiling, whereas it's not fully foiled, then you know that you just need to add on a few extra seconds. You can't do that with other foil press machines. With our one, it is in full control of your hands that you can add on time or reduce time. You don't need to worry about the temperatures. It's set in temperature. It stays exact same temperature no matter what you're foiling. It's all to do with the time. So if you are completely unsure about the weight of cardstock, I would go with 300 GSM and then play it by ear that way. But not only is it just your cardstock that you can do as we work that out, we're going to do some other materials. But I thought what we can do at this moment in time is show you the foil and cut dies that we've got on the show as well, and show those combination. Because as you said, Joe, you would maybe initially think you have to foil it with your foil press machine and then run it separately through your Gemini.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but there are some foil stamp dies where we do that, isn't there? Where you get the foil stamp die and then like a complementary thin metal die that goes with it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely. You get them. But with our one, what you do just need to do is just take the foil press stamp. So this one being the Art Deco one. So what I'm then going to do, if I bring the matrix in again, this top half, this is your guide for all of your foil press stamps, so the silver ones. This bottom guide here, in actual fact, it tells you foil press stamp dies, and I want to clear that one up. And I know I'm kind of jumping about here. You will see things that says foil stamp dies. They are foil press stamps, but they look like dies. So
die is just the word for a piece of metal, essentially, isn't it?
Basically.
We just now call dies cutting dies.
Yeah.
We call cutting dies dies, essentially.
Because with the foil press, basically, it's more like you're stamping with them. You're not actually die cutting with them. But you've got your foil press dies, which are the silver ones. And then this one down here, this is your foil stamp and cut dies. So this is your matrix box for the materials. And also, not just this material here, which by letting you know, cardstock, pearlescent card vellum, mirror card, acetate, PU leather, fabrics, you've got satin ribbons as well. That's just a starter. You can do denims, balsa wood, all these different materials too. But let's go back in with this one here. So within your bundle with your foil press, what you get is the metal shim for the foil press. So this is what you need, because it's all about bulking out, it's all about pressure to do the cutting. So when it comes to this one, I'm going to do it onto black card so that you can see the detail and the difference. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to go up to 45 seconds with this one. So I'm going to pop it in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the time up first of all. So we're going to go all the way up. And the other thing that you'll find, it's key that what I didn't do there is set it on and then bring it up to time, because then technically that's going to give it longer than it actually needs. So therefore that's when you could potentially get overfoiling. So get everything good to go. So I've got my foil press stamp ready, I've got my foil ready, I've got my cardstock ready, and we're all ready here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my foil press metal shim on. I'm going to bring in my foil press stamp and die. The only additional item that you will need, and you will have it, because you're going to be using your junior, is your metal shim from your foil press. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that one on just now, and I'm going to press start, and that's going to transfer the heat all the way through, and then it's just a slight change of combination when it comes to the plates, when you come to do the die cutting as well as the foiling.
Fabulous. Lots and lots of questions coming in. We'll do a little bit of a Q&A at the end of this section, but anything you want to know, do let me know. Really final call now for that mystery bag. If it's in your basket, please check it out. It is going to sell out.
To point out as well, you know how you were showing the foils, Joe? What I want to say as well, we do a range of multi-surface foils. Now, instantly, you would think these paper craft foils, the one you were showing, Joe, you would think that that's just for paper and card. Multi-surface foil is for everything else. It's not. What I would say is your paper craft foils, they're going to work for most things. Vellum, acetate, your fabrics. So I'm not actually saying this. I wouldn't worry about investing in multi-surface foils.
What do we need the multi-surface foil for?
If you were to use something like real leather,
okay.
If you're using real leather, then you'll need something like your multi-surface foils. Other than that, everything is with your paper craft foils. So I only have a couple of multi-surface foils. All the rest of mine are paper craft foils. Because I never use real leather, so I don't really need multi-surface foils. It's just paper craft foils. So to let you know as well, and Johnny's just pointed that out, and that's a really good point to say as well. If you lose the packaging and you're unsure, paper craft foil, the tubes inside are white.
Okay.
Your multi-surface foil is like a brown craft card.
Okay.
I don't have a multi-surface foil one here with me. Sorry, I tell a lie. Here we go. So there's the difference.
Ah, yes, can clearly see that.
So if you've got two golds, you've lost the packaging, the dog's chewed the packaging, whatever it is, the white inner tube is paper craft and the brown is your multi-surface. So that's how you're going to know the difference. So I've ran that through. So what I've done, same as before, I put my foil on shiny side down, my cardstock, then I pop my metal shim from my Junior with my carbon plate, and I ran that through the Gemini. So we can then lift this one up. So what you'll see is that's die cut.
Perfect.
The centre's die cut. So let's take all that excess off. And then if we get the corner.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
That's incredible, isn't
This
it?
middle bit's die cut. That's die cut. Same as that and the same as that. Now look at that. So we tend to do a lot on black, certainly when we're demonstrating, because what will happen is if you will see any mistake, you'll see it on black, and that's why we tend to do it. Also gives us the sweats as well when you do things on black. It's like, oh, if it's going to show wrong, this will do it. But there you go. So that's done the foiling, that's done the die cutting at the same time. So something like this, whether it's this one, whether it's the Love Hearts in the other sets, sentiments on the back, toppers on the back, whatever it is, you can pop whatever you like on the back if you want.
Absolutely, you can. Craig was talking there as well about all the different surfaces that you can foil onto. There's absolutely loads when it comes to different types of cardstock you can foil onto. Here you'll see things like black card, Centura craft card, you've got pattern paper here as well, mirror card, watercolour card, black card with Spectrum Noir, inks works perfectly, and even glitter card as well, which is fantastic. But then think about all the other surfaces and things you can foil onto. So denim, cotton fabric, faux leather, glitter material, vellum, craft metal, ribbon, acetate. The Gemini Foilpress will tackle all of these, which is brilliant. So yes, it's going to be brilliant for paper crafting, but also great for loads of other things as well. Very busy on the Foilpress machine at the moment, as I fully expected it to be, because you are getting $75.92 or $96.64 worth of extras including that bag which is worth £30. If you want it, snap it up. I'm going to give you an opportunity in a moment to check out your baskets. So I don't want anyone to miss out on that, and especially that mystery bag. We've got a couple of the foil stamp and cut dies on the show, which Craig just took us through. So two different ones in here for you. Half price deal on these. Well, no, it's actually 75% off, isn't it? So it's basically half price and buy one, get one free, essentially. Is that right? Almost. Something like that.
Blimey, Nora.
Well, you're saving $34.99 or $41.99, and then, of course, less than £12 or $15 as a Platinum member. You've got the Art Nouveau, and then you've also got the Art Deco. These are going exceptionally quickly as well, so if you do want those, definitely snap them up. I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out your baskets, especially because of that mystery bag. So whilst you do that, let's share with you all the details of Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Take all the hard work out of patchwork with the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. This innovative collection of multimedia dies allows you to create patchwork blocks with ease and total accuracy. This set includes 18 dies to cut a range of shapes and sizes for patchwork or quilting projects. They can cut multiple layers of fabric at once. They include an accurate 1/4-inch seam allowance, plus all of your pieces are cut exactly the same size every time. Follow your own creative inspiration or look through the 20 patterns laid out in the guide. Not enough? There's an additional 60 patterns online. And right now, we have amazing offers on the Gemini Build-A-Block Patchwork System. Quick Buy, get yours now. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Oh, very, very busy across on the website at the moment. Lots and lots of questions in, Craig. Do you fancy taking a few more before we get into the next section? I have the Foilpress letters. Do you have any hints for adding on for more than 3 letters or a word that uses multiples of the same letter?
Now, there is... Oh, and I can't remember what show it is. Excuse me. There is a show where... Leanne's done one, and I've done one. Sorry, Joe.
Oh, okay.
I'll be honest with you.
Off there.
Before you came to me, I'm just so emotional about the show. Such good deals. No, I had to drink out my cup of tea before you came to me there, and it's just gone down the wrong way. But right? I'm fine. I'm okay. I know. I'm okay. I'm all good. There's a couple of shows on our YouTube with the Foilpress. There's one with Leanne, and actually I think there's a couple with me, where I've showed you how you can take the small individual letters that came with the monogram sets, and then you can make a longer word. So if you're using it for personalisation with a name that's maybe got 2 A's or 3 I's or whatever it is, more than one, there is a technique where you can actually do that or elongate it. If you are simply elongating the word and the word just has a letter, just foil the first half of the word and then just carry on with the additional letters and then run it through again. It'll do no damage. But I wish I'd thought that beforehand so I could check the shows. There is Foilpress shows on YouTube with the monogram sets where it showed you how you can do that, do words that has got more than one same letter.
Excellent. I hope that helps, Lisa. Carol says, Craig, do you find that you need to up the time when using pearlescent cardstock?
100% yes. That's where I would say, know your machine as well. I would always say it and I stand by it. Start off with your matrix as a guide. That's what it's there for. But you do have different scenarios, your environment, how your dies are stored in a cold room, etc., etc. That will determine whether it needs a few seconds more or the material of the card. If you've got 120 GSM paper against 310 pearlescent cardstock, you know that one of them's going to need longer than the other. So it is normal. The key thing as well, if you need to up the time more than the matrix says, that's normal, that's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. That is the concept. That's the main thing about our foil press machine, being able to increase the time. That's why Leanne and the team developed it to put control in your hands. So if you have to do something different than what the matrix says, that's absolutely fine, no problem.
Brilliant. We'll have one more over here. This one is from Coletus. I'm still not sure about the foil press. I would have to use the extender plate since I only have the original Gemini. Does it work just as well with the extender plate as it does without it through the Gemini Junior?
Yes, I do. I'm going to be completely frank with you. I've seen over the time some people do have issues with it. It is about lining up your platform with your extender plate. And what I was planning on doing is maybe about the first hour and 15 minutes with the Junior, and then the rest of the show I'm going to do it with the large Gemini and of course the extender plate, just to show you. But it is no different. You're putting on the extender plate on top of your platform and you're feeding it up to the large Gemini. All that I say is make sure at the edge of the extender plate, the mouth of the Gemini, you've got the same distance at each side spare, and then it's going to go in straight and it's going to do just the same job.
Fabulous. Any other questions you've got? I know there's some more still to come. I've got some more. I'll ask Craig as we go through the show. If you've got a burning question, you get it into me. Crafters TV over on Facebook, Crafters Companion. If you're across on YouTube, what would you like to share with us next, Craig?
So what we're going to do is let's go and do some acetate. We're going to do some acetate with papercraft foil. And then I've got some bits and pieces. For instance, this bit when we foiled the Art Deco, you might think, if you've never seen this before, you might think, well, that's going to go in the bin, isn't it? We're going to show you the technique where you can absolutely use what is the waste. So whether it's the waste of this one, whether it's the waste of Save the Date, because you can see that's lovely and elegant, and the only difference this time is the sentiment has actually got no foiling. It's the outside that's got the foil. You can still use all that. So we'll do that as well up and coming within the show. But I want to show you more about actually foiling to start with. So I've got my acetate here. And let's go in with some cerise on this one here. Once again, papercraft foil. And to say as well, your papercraft foil has the purple top. It also has the P for paper. And then your multi-surface is pink. And it says M for multi.
Fabulous.
So again, you've got the two difference, just as an eye's glance, you can see. So let's go in with, oh, these are fresh new rolls. So I'm going to take this one off just now. And I've gone in with my foil press. I've started to bring the time down, but with the acetate, I'm going to come in with 15 seconds. Oh, there we go. So there's my acetate there. I'm going to go in with the Biarritz border and corner, and we're going to take the border here. And what I'm going to do within this one here, what I'll show you as well within the matrix, if I bring this one in here, so beside vellum, for instance, if we go right along to the end, it lets you know that you need an additional card shim of 300 GSM. So that's just a piece of white smooth stamping card or black card, something like that. Acetate, it doesn't say you need a shim, but I include a shim, because you just need that extra bit of punch when it comes to foiling onto the acetate. Just like you do when you
cut regularly through your Gemini Junior, you sometimes put that metal shim in.
Exactly, absolutely. So what I'm going to do is, I've got everything good to go here, so I'm going to...
Just on the topic of cutting your foil, Craig, as well, there was a question that came in from Becky. It says, how close would you trim your foil to the die? I sometimes have a problem with overfoiling.
Yeah, and that's a key element as to where overfoiling will happen. So if I was to show you this one, for example, so if I was to use all that foil there, I've got a lot of loose excess foil. So what will happen is that will then start to fold down onto your cardstock, and then that's going to foil all the way around and cause overfoiling that you don't want. So what you can do is bringing in the foil, so this is the smaller one that I've just cut. So I tend to sit it on first, and I'm never neat. I don't do it through the guillotine or anything like that. It's not essential. It's enough so that it's not completely edge to edge, but you've got a nice little border all the way around. That's absolutely fine. The key thing is you don't want anything too big or too bulky, otherwise it'll foil where you don't need it. So let's come down with this one here to 15 seconds. So I'm going to pop that one on. I'm going to put my carbon plate on. I'm going to press start, and I'm just going to get a little bit of cardstock that's going to act as the shim.
Talking of acetate, Kendall wants to know what type of acetate do you use to foil on, Craig?
Both.
Okay.
I use both. So, going back to other foiling machines out there, you need to use heat-proof acetate. Our machine, you don't just have to, it works best with heat-proof acetate, but you can use heavyweight acetate, Hunky Dory's acetate, you can use your plastic packaging from your dies if you want to. If you use acetate that's not heat-proof, what you will find is that it'll bend and buckle more, but then you secure it with your tape once you come to create your project. So that, same configuration, so I've got my foil press stamp, I've then got my, I'm just making sure that didn't budge there. So I've got my foil press stamp, I've got my foil facing down, I've got my acetate. Now I'm putting in my extra bit of shim, carbon plate over the top, and then make sure you slide it out, Joe. You don't want to bend it up like that, you want to slide it out. Otherwise what could happen is, if you tilt it up and bend, you're going to bend the connectors that creates and conducts the heat, and you're going to break your machine. So you're just sliding it out, and that's going to prolong it for a lot longer. So we can then remove this. You can already just see from here the back imprint onto your acetate. So if I bring in this piece of card here, and then what I'm going to do is if I come along and peel that off, can we see?
Nice.
We've got a cerised foil. So that could be a border down the side, a piece of border. That could be a dome if you want to, because obviously it could be a larger piece of acetate. You can come along and you can pop little gems in there. Or if that was a square, that could be a layer. Instead of cardstock, you could have your layer with your acetate border down the side here. If this was a square, Joe, and I want to foil one side, what I could then do is come and do exactly the same on the opposite side. The heat's not going to damage the foil that's already been done.
Okay.
You know, you don't need to worry about that. You can go all the way around in a square if you want to, but that is your acetate. That's with the border, but you can do that with any of the other ones as well.
Amazing. Maria, says, does the matrix come with the machine? Yes, it's in the user manual, which is coming included as standard in the box. You're going to get everything you normally do with this configuration, but then you're going to get as well all of those extras totaling a value of $75.92 or $96.64. Very, very busy on this at the moment, Craig.
I'm not surprised. On our website, where we have the download section with all of our guides and our manuals, there is this one on there as well if you want to print it out. What you can do, and I've checked because I've done it, thankfully, they said yes, you can photocopy this and then laminate it and stick it up on your wall. That's what I do. This stays in my little carry case that I've got here. So mine just stores in there with my foil press, but then I have a photocopied version that I have laminated, and that just sits on my wall behind my foil press. So you can do that if you want.
Fabulous. Not just the foil press that's on a great deal for you, lots of other awesome products as well. I want to share this next item with you. It is the borders that you've got in this particular one. So you're going to get the distress border, which is this one here. They're great just for adding a little accent of foiling to the edges or borders of your projects. Wonderful things like bridge cards or theatre cards. You will also get the Biarritz border and frame in here, the Leon, and also the Papillon as well. They are the four items that you're getting there. And again, check out the saving. You're saving more than double what you're spending before you even take into consideration your Club Inspired discounts. We've got that one for you. That's very busy. This one here as well, your expression. So it's your sentiments that you're looking at here. So you're going to get the special friend. You'll also get save the date. This one's wedding. Then you have party, invitation, and also RSVP there as well. 6 of those, wow, less than £2, less than £2 each in the UK. Saving you £25.86 or £45.99 you're saving there. in the US. That's amazing. Lots and lots of people are asking Craig, but JK being one of them, can you show us an example of foiling onto glitter card, please?
I will do.
Yeah, fantastic. Deborah's saying my foil press takes my projects to a whole new dimension. Connie's saying with foiling on the foil press there is no redundancy for me. Since I do not use this as much as the die cutters, this class is always welcome and much appreciated. Thank you very much. Susan says, "Sigh, Crazy, it makes it look so easy. I knew this show would be good." It is easy. I think it's one of those things that I think you think that in order to foil onto cardstock and these other mediums, it's going to be a very sort of difficult process, but that's what Leanne and the team have done. I think that's what we're great at doing here at Crafters Companion and Crafters TV, is bringing you systems and machines that really simplify it. I'm just hearing that a fifth of that back in stock in the US has gone already. It is really, really busy. I'm also hearing, I knew it was going to happen, the mystery bag has gone. Congratulations if you got your hands on that. We are having an exceptionally busy show. Lots and lots of new viewers all the time as well. If you are tuning in and watching us for the first time, hello, welcome, come in, we don't bite. But if you are watching, maybe you're either a new viewer or someone that's watched us for a little while but has never commented before, say hello, pop up, let me know, and let me know where you are watching us from. Pat sends paper hugs as well, says I'm definitely going to save this show so I can watch it back. Absolutely. Don't forget you can watch all of our shows back at any time over on our website. Also, if you're loving this show and thinking, gosh, I haven't seen the foil press before, but I want some more inspiration, remember there's been lots of previous foil press masterclasses all available for you to watch anytime you like, on demand, totally for free, either on our website or where you're watching now, whether that be Facebook or YouTube. YouTube's quite a handy resource because it's all, there's lots of playlists over there, so the shows are all categorised for you, which is really, really fantastic. Still keep those questions coming in as well, lots of really, really valid questions. It was, who was that asked this one? Kathy says, when do you put the foil press onto medium or high? Is there ever a case where you do that, is what she's asking essentially.
So to put it onto medium is if you're using real leather, same as basically multi-surface foil. Other than that, I have never, ever, ever had it on medium or high. I only ever have it on low because I never use real leather. Everything else is on low.
Brilliant. One more question whilst you're here. Can you use the multi-surface foil on paper? I have some. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it.
You can, but you really do need to ramp up the time for that one there. So you need it on a lot longer for that one. I would simply say, I would advise you not to, simply because if you're using it constantly, ramping up the time just to use through your multi-surface foil, then you're thinking about prolonging your machine. In saying that, I understand that you might have the foil, you want to use it, so yes, you can do, but don't be surprised if you have to maybe like double the time as to what the matrix says for papercraft foil.
Excellent. I hope that helps for you. I'll tell you what we're going to do. It's very busy over on the website at the moment. I'll give you an opportunity to check out, but why don't we take you through all the incredible features of our Gemini foil press.
The Gemini foil press has arrived. Professional and luxurious hot foil letterpress can now be achieved in your own home with our innovative foil press system. This clever machine has been designed with so many fabulous and unique features, and it really does take paper and mixed media crafting to an exciting new level. Delivering professional looking foiling results using a hot press technique that ensures crisp, clean images. Perfect for stationery, invitations, party decorations, home decor, and so much more. The foil press is the only hot foiling system that uses a silicon plate, and we've created a plate that has edge-to-edge heat, so no matter where you place the dies, the heat will be the same. There are no cold spots or hot spots, just one consistent temperature, which again ensures perfectly foiled results every time you use it. Fast heat up reduces wait time, making projects faster to complete. The innovative foil stamp and cut dies allows you to do exactly that, creating professional quality hot stamping, and they work on everything from paper, fabric, cardstock to leather, vinyl, balsa wood and more. Don't waste any of your foil, as you can use the negative foil left over to create another project. With any machine that involves the use of heat, safety features are an absolute priority. The foil press has been fitted with a built-in cool-down feature that kicks in when the machine has been in use for a lengthy amount of time. There is also an automatic shut-off feature that will turn the machine off if the heated platform has been engaged for 25 minutes and not used. Everything needed comes in the box, including a handy manual which gives you all the time and temperature settings for the dies, so you can start foiling straight away. The Gemini Foil Press, made by crafters for crafters.
I mean, it really is an incredible machine. Don't think about it as sort of a new investment as well. Think of it as an extension of the Gemini machine that you already have. It's going to take your Gemini machine to the next level and allow you to get that incredible foiling, which is going to make your projects look so incredibly professional every single time you use it. A quarter now of the US back in stock has sold through already, with a lot of it in baskets at the moment. Very, very busy show, as I knew we would have. Craig, what would you like to share with us next?
Let's do some glitter cards.
Okie doke.
Let's show you the glitter card. Now, I know why so many of you are asking about glitter card. I had a quick look at the comments as well. Usually, if you know the way that we tend to roll just now, I usually only look at the comments for Wake Up Call, and I'll let Joe and Ben and the team do the rest of them or the other shows. But I had a quick look and I've seen there's lots asking about glitter card. The reason being is it can be a nuisance to foil. And I'm telling you that so that if you have had difficulty, that you know it's not just you. It is one that can be a bit of a nuisance. It's to do with, you've got the cardstock layer on the back, you've got that encapsulated glitter, you've got a bit of plastic over the top as well. So it is a nuisance to foil. It is doable. What you're wanting to do is, if we refer back to what we were talking about, the excess foiling, what I would do and recommend is get it as close to the size that you need. So we've not got a lot of excess foil over the edges. So I've done this one in gold because I'm going to do it onto silver so that you can see. Now I'm doing a little sentiment here. So for instance, for something small, you're going to be round about 25 seconds. But what I've done within this one here is I have added an extra 15 seconds onto this one. So whatever the size is that the matrix says, I would add on about 15 seconds for glitter card.
Okay. Awesome.
You're going to have your foil just big enough than your sentiment or whatever item you're foiling with. And then I've got my glitter card. This is where, very similar to the acetate, glitter card, it doesn't say to use, actually it doesn't even say glitter card on here, does it? No, it doesn't, so there you go. So I wouldn't worry about looking at that. So with your glitter card, this is where you're going to need 2 shims of your cardstock. Because what you want to do, if we keep in mind again, the cardstock, the plastic, the glitter, you really need a lot of pressure to push the foil into the cardstock, but you need to have that intense heat running through as well. So it's a combination of heat and it's a combination of pressure. So what I'm going to do is, we've got a couple of pieces of cardstock here, which I do here. So I'm just going to fold that in half. So 2 bits of 300 GSM cardstock. So let's go in with our sentiment here. So I'm on 40 seconds. So I'm going to put my carbon plate. That's going to do the countdown as if you would do it on any other material. And you can still do it with any materials. Things you can do as well, things like your cello bags. So those little plastic bags that you will tend to put your handmade cards in that you would sell. What you could do is you could foil onto that, then pop maybe little sweets in there, foil the satin ribbon, and then you can tie the top. If you've got a nice little bag, maybe a little, for wedding favours, you can do that as well. There really is so many different avenues you can go down. Not necessarily just with your cardstock, but all your different materials as well. But as that beeps to say it's ready, what I can then do is bringing in my foil, so again, shiny side facing downwards. I'm going to bring in my glitter card and set that one over the top. I'm going to put my 2 shims over the top there, hoping that that's not moved. And then my carbon plate, sliding it out once again, running that one through. And this is where you'll find, this is where the base starts to heat up as well. Again, not boiling hot, but then you do have the finger grips in there as well. So if you want to use them to feed the platform in, you can do. But if I take this and take this, and then what I can do is if I come along with, that'll be fine. If I take that off, now I don't know if you can quite see, I've still got underfoil in there, Joe. So
I
within
think
the
it's quite
D,
hard to detect, isn't it, on the glitter? Like quite hard to see, because
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known from it here. I can't see that that's under
you
foil.
can't see
No.
it. I can see it, and you know, I suppose maybe some other people in other companies would maybe try and pass that off and say, look, it's foiled perfectly. It's not. And this is where the benefit of our foil press machine comes in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to pop it up. I'm going to go up to about 48 seconds for this one, and then we're just going to repeat that process. Not doing anything different other than adding extra time onto my platform.
Excellent. Lots and lots of questions still coming in. Alison says, hi all, I've got the larger Gemini, so would I need to buy a second junior metal shim when using the stamp and cut dies? Can I use the larger metal shim from my large Gemini for the top layer?
Yeah, you absolutely can do. Yep, no problem
Excellent.
at all.
There you are.
Yep, you don't need to go and invest in another one. No, you
Brilliant.
can do that one. No problem.
Patricia Allen says, what die is shown in the foil press video and can I purchase it? Is it the dies that come included with the foil press that are in the video?
I
Off the
don't
top of my
think
head.
all of them were. No, I
No.
think that was just to show you a selection of
Okey-doke.
what you could do. I can't say it actually. How bad's that? Paid attention
I
to
can't
those.
remember. No, I've seen it. I've watched it a million times, but I still can't remember what those dies are. What I would say is all the dies that we have in stock are on the website and available over there. So it's definitely worth going over there and having a look at the whole foil stamp die range, which is on our website. Of course, not all of it is currently available in this show. So the website's the best place to go to check those out.
And there is loads across there. There's absolutely loads and loads and loads of additional foil press elements as well that you can go out and check out. But here we go, just doing that countdown again. So a little bit of trial and error. And as I said before, this is the good thing with our foil press, is you are in full control. If that happened with any other foiling machine that you've got out there, you would maybe need to try it again. Same time, same temperature, etc., and you just have to, as I say, like it and lump it. Have a bit of a play about, whereas with our one, at least you've got that ability to then play with the time. If I had excess foiling all the way round, okay, I showed you how to cut as close as you can to your foil, which actually I've not done on this one. You would then reduce the time with excess foil. So I'm going to quickly do that because potentially that's going to have more time on my platform than I actually need, so I'm trying to do it quick. So let's pop our foil on. We're going to pop on our glitter card, and then I'm going to put my shim. Still just using the same shim as before, and then we can slide that one out, and we can run it through. And then fingers crossed, we can see how this one goes again. But then it's to show as well, hopefully, it's not even mistakes, it's just to show you how things can happen, how things can vary. But by showing it happens to me, it gives you a little bit of confidence to go, oh, phew, it's not just me then.
Yeah,
happens
absolutely.
to us. And that's why we've always been told here, you know, if any little mistakes or that happen, just to own it, because it gives you confidence as well. So if I take that one off, now you can see where I've got that bit of overfoiling at the side? That's because I had excess foil and I didn't cut it too small like I should have.
Is there any way to remove excess foil, Craig?
Sometimes what you could do, I don't even think I've got an eraser here with me, sometimes an eraser will actually take it off. I don't think there is. Is there one underneath? Let's have a quick look. No, there's not. So, oh yeah, there is. Let's have a look. See how I'm very good now in calling it an eraser.
Yeah.
Not being caught out on that one again. So you could give it
I
a
dread
shot.
to think about the things that we say that we don't know have other connotations. There must be hundreds of things that we say that either make no sense or mean something a little bit near the knuckle.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, Joe, because that's taken it off.
Fabulous.
So not all the time. For instance, a cotton fabric, that's a prime example, whereas you'll sometimes get what appears to be overfoiling, but it's not actually overfoiled. All it just is additional bits of foil that you just need to take off using your eraser. But if we take that one off, and then I'm going to hold really, really still, you can see we've now got that foiling onto glitter card. The whole lot is foiled absolutely perfectly. And I'm going to tip it back and forward so that you can see. So really good point on that one, Joe. Have a look. Before you discard it of thinking it's got overfoiling, take your eraser, give it a shot and then see. But that's on a glitter card. So the key thing with glitter card, whether it's a smaller stamp or whether it's a larger one, 2 shims, no matter what, I would add 2 shims of 300 GSM, and then you want to ramp up that heat up that little bit more. So the 2 combinations are then going to give you that perfect glitter foiling. If it doesn't happen the first time, try it again. It's normal with glitter cards. It's temperamental, and it happens to me, and I'm glad it did actually happen again, so you could see how to rectify it.
Absolutely, and I think it's really refreshing to, say it is more difficult to do, but it is absolutely doable and achievable, as you've just seen Craig do there. Very, very busy still on that Gemini Foilpress. I knew it would be, because look, essentially you're getting 75.92 or 96.64 of added goodies in there. So you're still going to get everything you'd get as standard in the box. That being the base machine itself, also the foiling platform, the top plate, the metal shim, that silicone cooling mat, those tweezers, the finger grips, and your foil in there, of course, a couple of foil stamp and cut dies, a few foil stamp dies, the instruction manual as well. But then what you're also going to get today are the added goodies, £75 worth and $96 worth of them, to be precise. Those being a carry case, extra metal shim, cooling mat, tweezers, the finger grips, and 3 rolls of that foil. That is why it's so busy, because Platinum members, just paying a little more than the cost of the freebies, getting the whole thing. Maybe you've been thinking about it, maybe you want to try something new in the new year, maybe foiling is going to be that. If you've already got a Gemini Junior or a Gemini machine, then it's a brilliant, brilliant tool. Now, what I would say, talking about having the original Gemini, let me show you with this first. So the extender plate. This is what you need. So if you've got the original size Gemini, this will just fit over the top of your plate. So all you're going to do, pop that over your Foilpress platform. That's going to engage the sensors on your large Gemini, and you're going to be able to pass that through the machine there. Very, very simple and easy to use, meaning you can use it on that larger Gemini. There was a question earlier asking if we are working on a Pro plate. It's news to me if we have. I know Leanne had spoken about it previously, so I would say watch this space. I don't think it's coming anytime soon, not certainly in the next few weeks or couple of months. Also, want to share you the deal on the foil. So busy on this deal. 10 rolls of foil here for you, which is amazing. So you're going to receive in here, you're going to get the berry, the cerise, disco ball, gold shimmer, holly, icicle, silver shimmer, the turquoise and the aurora. Now that's £2.15 or $2.71 per roll when you buy them in this configuration as a Platinum member. Really, really excellent value if you already own the fabulous Gemini machine. Any questions that you've got, please do keep getting them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion on YouTube. Eleanor says, I love when Craig does a demo of the foil press. I learn something new every single time. And Lynn says, the foiling looks fabulous on glitter card. It really does. I think it's worth that little bit of effort sometimes, Craig, don't you, that you have to put in order to achieve those great results.
You do. You absolutely do. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the waste technique, so the bits of foil that you take off. I'm going to show you that. Then what we'll do is we'll switch over to the large Gemini and we'll use normal dies. But I want to touch upon something you just said just shortly ago, Joe, about your, like the confidence, and what will happen as soon as you get this through the machine, you'll see me doing what I'm doing, you'll see past shows across on YouTube, you'll want to foil everything. Now, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to get that excited and do it, but what I would suggest is conquer your cardstock first. It just takes a couple of tries. Once you've conquered that, then you can move on to maybe like a glitter card. Then maybe once you've conquered that, maybe move on to like acetate, then to vellum. If you do it step by step, then obviously you're going to grow. If you try and do everything at once, and it happened to me, you get confused about the times, not so much the temperature because it's always on low, but you get into that kind of like mind wobble as to all the different times. So I would recommend start with your cardstock, master that one, then just move on time by time with your other materials. So many of you have messaged back over previous weeks and months and said that's what you've done, and that really did help. So a little bit of advice for you on that one. If you're wondering where to start with that.
Excellent.
But what we're going to do now is, as I say, we're going to take what is our waste, and this was our waste from our Art Nouveau. It could have been the waste from the Sentiment that we'd done, any of them. And then I could have done cardstock or that plain cardstock, but I'm going to come in with some mirror card, and this is actually our patterned mirror card that we've done at Christmas time. So I thought we'll show you how you can even enhance your already pre-foiled mirror card. So what we need to do, similar to before, we need to bring up the time, because this technique is actually a technique, so look at me, 60 seconds. Let's restart that and let's just make it easier and go to a minute. And I'm going to go up to 10 seconds here. So what we're going to do within this one here, this is the only technique, the only time where you layer everything up and then press start. You'll have seen so far what I've done is I've put our foil press stamp on, then press start, then we layer up. This is the only time that you layer everything together. So my waste of my foil, shiny side down. If you do it the wrong way, you're going to end up with a lovely foiled platform, which you don't want. Won't do damage, but you don't really want that. So shiny side facing down. So I'm then going to go my pattern side facing down as well. What you then need is 2 shims. So many of these are all about the shims. So we're doing 2 300 GSM shims there. Then what you're going to need as well is your magnetic shim from your Gemini Junior, because it's all about bulking out and pressure. That's going to go on, and then we're going to put our carbon plate. So we've got all of that intense pressure with a combination of time. What I would recommend as well, if you can do, get a separate magnetic shim. So you've got one always with your Junior, and you've got one in with your case with your foil press all the time. That's what I do. That said, I fully understand for whatever reason, you know, you maybe can't stretch to an extra magnetic shim at the moment. You can still use the same one for die cutting and foiling. You absolutely can do. It's just, in my case, it's a little bit of laziness. Instead of having to go back and forwards, one for the Junior and one for the foil press, and it just makes it a little bit easier, Joe.
Fantastic. Yes, make sure you grab a hold. It's very, very busy for the foil press machine at the moment over there. Very busy in the US as well, is what I would say. The back in stock was a lot less than had previously sold out before the wake-up call this morning, and it is still getting busier and busier over there. A lot of love still coming in as well for the foil press. Patricia says, love it on the glitter. I've never foiled on glitter cardstock. Thinking that the words wouldn't show up clearly. Time to buy more glitter cardstock now, is what they say.
There you go. And it's a good point as well, because cardstock can be expensive. And I've said it time and time again, because I am a huge Basil Basic fan, you know, and I have been for years. It's under, you've not heard that for a while, Johnny, have you?
Basil Basic?
It's now under the umbrella of American Crafts.
Right.
Hand on heart, I firmly believe, and I've said this for maybe like 6 months, 9 months or so, I firmly believe that our cardstock at Crafters Companion is up there with Basil Basic /
Right.
American Crafts. I absolutely do believe that. And it goes to show that even on all these materials and that you can then be foiling with, it's easy. It really is easy. Once you get comfortable with it, it's easy, but then it's just adding that accent foil onto your projects, or maybe you're creating a big background. But what we can do is we can take all these off, and then what we're going to do, now you can start to see how it's starting to look, which that looks nice, looks lovely, but we need to take off our backing. So if I take this off and peel that off, now look at that, there's not a single piece. Okay, let's be honest here. Look, that tiny little bit down there, we have transferred that waste onto our mirror card. And I've done that purposely on a pattern mirror card to show you that you can use your waste or even foil onto mirror card that's already been pre-foiled. And look at that, you can absolutely do that. Alternatively,
awesome.
That could have been black cardstock, that could have been white cardstock, that could have been glitter card. Will be temperamental, but just think about the time, thinking about bulking out. But it could have been some fabrics if you wanted to. But that is the waste technique, and that's onto mirror card or Miri card, any other cards like that you can be doing.
Fabulous. Definitely check that out. Still lots of questions coming in. Coletta says, if I bought the US bundle and the extender plate, is there anything else that I am missing that I might need, Craig?
No.
Pretty much good to go, isn't it?
Good to go. I would say if you can invest in an additional magnetic shim or an A4 one if you're using the larger one, but even that's not essential. So, no. No, you've got everything that you already need. You said you've got your extender plate, so no, you don't need anything else. And that's what I love about us. We give you everything that you need to at least start you off and get going.
Absolutely. Julie Swanton says, can you use the extender plates for other machines? I think I'm right in saying, Craig, we don't recommend that you put it through other brands of machine, do we?
No, we don't.
Is there a rubber embossing mat for the foil press? Asked Eleanor.
No, you don't need a rubber embossing mat for the foil press. The only additional ones that you would use is the metal shim that comes with the junior or the magnetic sheet that comes with the junior. Don't need the rubber embossing mat.
Fabulous. I hope that helps. Right, I'm going to give you an opportunity to check out your basket. So whilst you do that, share with you the details of our acrylic marker quick buy.
Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Draw, decorate, and customize your world with the colorful Spectrum Noir acrylic paint markers. Each premium paint marker gives opaque coverage on ceramic, glass, wood, and let's not forget paper, cardstock, and canvas. These versatile markers are filled with highly pigmented premium water-based paint, offering beautiful, rich, and smooth coverage. The colors can be blended together, and the fast-drying opaque paint is ideal for layering. A 3mm bullet tip offers smooth strokes, and a precision valve mechanism allows rich and consistent flow with no clogging. Quick Buy, all your crafting must-haves in a flash. Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Quiet. The neighbours.
I'm all out of Zoom. I'm so lost without you. I'm not singing.
Lisa, if you email in, don't send a picture of your air fryer. Make sure it's something creative.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
You entertain us. You give us a community to talk, in the chat. That wouldn't happen without you guys. It's like Crafters Companion is magical. There's magic here.
Joy, there's not a dry eye in the studio here. Debbie's welling up, I'm welling up.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV. Create every day.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the Crafters Companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
So incredibly busy still across on the website. You guys are absolutely loving this deal on the Gemini. Carletta, a couple more questions come in, Craig, for you. Can you do vellum in the foil press? Asked Carletta.
You 110% can do, absolutely. In actual fact, it is on the matrix, and you will need a 300 GSM shim, but you'll do it exactly the same way as I've done everything else.
Brilliant. I want to just take you through the interchangeable sentiments that are on the show before we move on. These, whilst they are not foil stamp dies, Craig will explain why they are perfect to use in your Gemini foil press. So you're going to get the interchangeable, this is your butterfly foliage, happy birthday, happy Easter, happy thoughts. Then you've got the pretty florals there, love that one. That's got congratulations, celebrating condolences. Then you've got sending wishes, birthday wishes and get well wishes in the ornate swirls. The lovely vines, this gives you best wishes, best of luck and best friend. This is the regal frame, that's just for you, miss you and thank you. And then also you will get the wildflowers, sending hugs, sending love and sending kisses. Brilliant that they are interchangeable. I think the thing is about our interchangeables, you would never know that's an interchangeable die, such as the engineering that you've got there, and a brilliant, brilliant saving. I mean, it's like a masterclass, but with cartload deals, isn't it, this show? So this one here, $34.99 or $39.99, that saves you $54.95 or $61.71. Which is excellent. So make sure you snap that up. Platinum members under £28, just under $32 if you want to get your hands on those. Any other questions you've got, keep getting them into me. Crafters TV on Facebook, Crafters Companion if you're across on YouTube. Right, Craig, what's next?
So I thought what we'll do, seeing as you were going over the interchangeable sentiments, as these are a wafer thin die, I thought, why not show you how you can foil with them, and you can also foil the die cut pieces as well. So if we refer back to something we were on about earlier on, maybe you don't quite have a lot of mirror card, but you've got the Foilpress foils. You can create your own foils if you want, 100% you can do. So I was just getting a couple of pieces of white cardstock, because doing this technique, ideally it's your white cardstock you're going to use so you can see the colours of the foils. So what I'm going to do here is I've gone in with the interchangeable sentiment, and this is the butterfly foliage, and I've used this one because you've got happy birthday, you've got happy thoughts, and you've also got happy Easter. Now I know we're still a few months away from Easter, although if you were to look in our supermarkets at the moment you would think Easter is like next week because they're chocker. But I thought that's a good one to show you with it being Easter. Now, once again, these are wafer thin dies, so these are just normal paper crafting dies, thin dies that you can see here. They're not big, thick, chunky ones. So the only ones you can't do are mixed media ones, the thick ones. And also, if you do have an older die cut machine called the Todo, you can't use those dies because they're slightly thicker. Other than that, our wafer thin dies, Tonic, Tattered Lace, Spellbinders, Dawn Bibby, Hunky Dory, any of them like that, any other brands you can foil with. Size-wise, we're just going to pretend this is a foil press stamp, size-wise, so you can still refer to your matrix. Do keep in mind as well though, although this one here, you can see it's a sizable die, but keep in mind it is really only the points of the die that you need to heat up. That's what's going to do the foiling. So what would die cut is then going to be foil, so you're going to have nice, delicate lines all the way around. So what I'm going to do with this one is if I were to refer to the matrix, 300 GSM cardstock, 15 seconds, I'm actually happy with that 15 seconds because it doesn't need long at all. So what we're going to do, let's get it to 15 seconds, we're on green and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is let's do turquoise. I've used the same colour a couple of times. So let's go in with the turquoise because I love this one. It's gorgeous. It's more of a turquoise satin than more of a mirror foil. So let's take the end of that off there. And then what I'm going to do, don't think that I'm binning the ends that are cut off. I don't. They go into a little box for little sentiments or that. So same as I have been doing, I want to make sure I've got foil that is just big enough to go over our sentiment here. So we've got everything good to go. We've got our cardstock here. So what I'm then going to do is 15 seconds. So let's pop our foil press stamp on. And then what I'm going to do is I've gone over onto the carbon plate. So I am going to press start. And then that's doing everything that has done throughout the show so far, bringing up the heat all the way through, that perfect time-wise of the 15 seconds. Does the countdown, we've got everything good to go. Let's move that out the way. And then we can remove that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do shiny side down. Let's take our white smooth stamping card and we're going to press that on. and then we're going to do our carbon plate. Carbon plate sitting on the edge, you don't need to tuck it into anything, leave it as is.
Someone was asking if you need to take this down as well, the carbon plate.
Nope, you don't need to, not at all. Then what I'm going to do here is, when I feed it up to my large Gemini, and you'll be able to see it just in a second or two, what I'm doing here is I just want to make sure I've roughly got the same distance side by side, and then I'm going to feed that one up. And then that's nice and, well, close to being central. That's going to continue it going in straight. It's not going to jam or anything like that. Same pressure going all the way across as if you were using the Junior.
Like when you offer your regular plates up, Craig, is it good to ensure that they're not like particularly on the wonk?
At a wonk, that's the one bit that you don't want, no. Yeah. So just making sure that it's relatively straight, you've got that same distance side to side, and you'll be good. Now already you can start to see that delicate line here. So if I take that off, now look at that, Joe.
That's beautiful, isn't it?
Look at that, just a little bit excess there. That is it. So that could be a sentiment, that could be a background, a creative card. As long as it fits on your platform, you're able to do that. So that's that one. Then what we could do here is let's come along, and now that we've got that one, so I'm going to come in here and let's take this piece. So this is the outline die. So what we're going to do is we're going to die cut that one first. So that is where we're going to use it the same way as a normal die, because we're just die cutting it. So we're going to feed that one up. So we can run that one through here. What we're also a way to do is if we take that same outline die, so I've got my layer here, but we're fine. I'm going to bring in that outline die. We're going to cut the outline of this. So if you look at your dies that has an outline with it, this is when you really can go to town on how much you play with the foil press, because it gives you so much more options. So tape that down and tape that down. We're going to run that one through, and I'm going to cut that one off by running it through here. So feed that one through. So now that we've done that one, what we can then do is bring this one out here. So we've now got our foiled background of our sentiment. So we've got that one here. So how well does that look? We're then going to bring in this background one. I'm going to take the teal again, because we're going to create our own bit of a drop shadow.
Okey-doke.
So what we can then do, and this is following the waste technique that I showed you with the Art Deco. So for this one, let's go reset, 1 minute, 10 seconds. So I'm going to do my foiling, shiny side down. I'm going to do the side that I want to be foiled, facing down like that one. I'm then going to come in with two shims. Hopefully that's big enough, which it is. Then we're going to do our magnetic sheet, and then we're going to do our carbon plate. So again, with this being the waste technique, this is the only one, Joe, where I layer everything together and then we do the countdown for that, minute left now.
Awesome. Lots of you still chatting away as well. Pamela says, can we put a completed project together? Not really what the show's about, is it? Is there any completed projects in this show? No, it's all about those sort of techniques. I think a lot of people, if you want to see completed projects, then absolutely join our sort of evening shows for those which are all about the projects. The masterclass really is about you really mastering the technique of different projects. So we could show you some, finished samples, absolutely. Why not? Please get any questions you in though to me, Crafters TV on Facebook, Craft Companion on YouTube. Also remember, this is not the only show today. I'll be back with Andrew a little later. We'll be up with Creative Cravings. Kind of our destination, maybe more, I want to say more of a beginner show. It's definitely something that everyone can learn in that show. But if you've got any basic questions, maybe you're newer to crafting, that's the place for you. 7 p.m. in the UK this evening, 2 p.m. East Coast, 11 a.m. if you are across on the West Coast. And then I am back in the morning with Debbie Robinson. We'll both be here 8 a.m. UK time for Craft, Chat, Create. There we go, thanks.
Yeah, it's me now, not Debbie.
Ready?
I'll change.
Oh, it's you, of course it is. Sorry. I thought you were saying, can you come back to me? It's
no,
hot.
sorry, no. I was pointing as if to say it's not
it's
Debbie.
You and I, which is a good job because I need a lift in the morning.
You
so
do.
that was handy. That worked out, didn't it? Yeah.
So sliding that one out, and then what we're doing exactly the same, feeding it up and making sure it's got the same gap at each side. But yes, it's me again, all changing the world, so it's me that's on tomorrow morning with you. Also, answer what you just said there is, when it comes to the masterclass with the foil press, you know, I could come here for the 2 hours, Joe, and do 3 or 4 step-by-step demos. Great, that would be wonderful. But then think 3 or 4 demos compared to what I've been able to show you within a masterclass. I really do think when I do the foil press masterclass, I personally prefer to do it this way because it lets you see the things that you can do. Then you can then go and add them into your own crafty stash. So what I'm going to do now is let's peel this off. So I'm going to take this off. Now you can see, other than the strips at the edges, that's clean. Take that one off, and we've now foiled our background that you can see here. So what we can then do is we can then do our drop shadow. So either, you know, to the top, or we could do down to the bottom. And then what we can do to finish off, let's show you how we can then, let's take this bit of waste. So this is where now what you could do is you could simply foil a piece of cardstock and then die cut, which is the way to do to finish off this one. So foil, shiny side down, piece of white smooth stamping card. We can then come in with the same shim again, magnetic. We can then put our carbon plate over the top, press start, and we'll do the countdown once again to finish off this next bit.
Absolutely awesome. Lots of you still chatting away in the comments as well. But yes, my first time tomorrow doing Create Chat Craft. It's going to be exciting, isn't it? It was really fun. I know Ben and Debbie did it this morning. If you missed it, of course, you can go back and watch it, which is fantastic. So you can catch up on all of our shows at any time. So you guys in the US, might be nice for the guys in the US, because it means that when the shows end at the end of the day, East Coasters and specifically West Coasters, you'll be able to go back and watch the earliest show back. True. So you're getting an extra 3 hours, which is brilliant. You don't have to watch it live. Or if you're someone like to stay up late, you know, midnight till 3 a.m. if you're on the West Coast, Craig.
It's a win-win, isn't it? It's a win-win. Nice little different spin on the day at Crafters TV. And I think yesterday there were so many that had loads of questions and that. I think now that we've done the first one today, you understand now that nothing changes with Wake Up Call. I'm still here to show you what's coming up in the remaining of the day. Granted, our shows in the morning are predominantly towards the UK, but it doesn't stop you guys from the stateside. And let me tell you, because although I wasn't on today, although it's me and Joe's first time tomorrow, I was watching, and many of you were up very late or very early watching. So yeah, it was good to see.
Can't wait to bring that to you tomorrow. Yolanda's asking about the plate configuration when you use a foil stamp and cut die, Craig.
We can go over that again. Brilliant. Yeah, we went over it towards the start, but we'll do that again just shortly.
Excellent. And Dina asking as well, is it correct you can foil any of your regular dies in this machine?
Yep, wafer thin dies. That's what I mean by wafer thin dies. You can foil any of them, like we have been doing right now. Absolutely. So what I've done now, if I then take all these away and take this one off, so here I have foiled just a normal piece of cardstock. So I've got that one. So what we can then do, let's move that one out the way. Let's take the Happy Easter. So you could either die cut Happy Easter and then foil it, like I've done with this background, or what you could do is do what I've just done here, and that is foil a piece of cardstock and then die cut it. You've got that option. So tell you what, let's bring in a little bit of tacky glue. So this bit we will complete so that you can see. So let's take our sentiment here. And I've chosen to use the turquoise for all the layers to show you how well it comes together. But you could be mixing and matching with the colours if you want to. You know, you might have the bottom cerise, the detail, maybe with the turquoise, and then maybe the red for the sentiment. But let's come in with this layer here. This bottom layer can be our drop shadow. So let's pop that one on into here. So let's do a bit of a drop shadow to the bottom left. And then we can take our sentiment. So no longer, when it comes to your interchangeable sentiments, or your other dies, are you constricted to the cardstock you've got, you can then use them in with your foil press as well. So let's take that one, take some of that excess, let's pop that one in here. So from a little bit of turquoise foil and a little bit of white smooth stamping card, we have created that.
Amazing.
There we go.
Absolutely incredible.
So
I love
we've
the
got
way
that.
you've got the solid foil in the back and the solid foil in the
Yeah.
front, and then that lovely intricate detail around that. Very, very clever way of using it. Remember what you are getting in here then, so you've got the different collections. What I love about these, Craig, is you might not go out and buy or spend like £8–10 on a Happy Easter die.
No.
But the great thing is, you definitely would on a happy birthday die. So it's really nice to have the versatility of all the added sentiments within here that you've got. So not just happy birthday, you've got Easter and thoughts in there too. You've also got congratulations, celebrate and condolences. This one here is sending wishes, birthday wishes and get well wishes. Best wishes, best of luck and best friend. Then you've got just for you, miss you and thank you. And finally, sending hugs, sending love and sending kisses. A brilliant, brilliant saving yet again. £54.95, £61.71 if you want to go for those. Let me share this next item with you, some borders. Just give us an idea, Craig. Someone was asking earlier, they weren't sure initially how they would use or incorporate the borders into a project. Any tips there?
Well, you know, you can have them down the side of your cardstock or down the side of your acetate or that. Just think where maybe you would want a little bit of distress ink down the side, but instead of having it inked, have it foiled instead. You've got that option as well. It's a nice little additional part to add to your cardstock or medium.
Excellent. If you want to go for those four, then remember what you're getting: the Papillon, the Leon, the Biarritz, and also the Distress border there as well. Again, amazing, amazing saving on these. Very, very busy, very busy still, as it has been throughout the entirety of the show for the main Gemini foil press machine. Remember, you're getting all of those extra goodies in there. The machine on its own would normally cost you £99 or £139.95. You though today are getting £75.92 or £96.64 worth of added goodies. If you come back and buy this from us any other time, and we sell lots of these at the full price on our website, you won't get all of those extra goodies, so don't miss out on it whilst we've got this fantastic promotion on. If you've just joined us, you're thinking, oh, foil press, what am I missing here? Let's share with you all the incredible features of the Gemini foil press machine.
The Gemini foil press has arrived. Professional and luxurious hot foil letterpress can now be achieved in your own home with our innovative foil press system. This clever machine has been designed with so many fabulous and unique features, and it really does take paper and mixed media crafting to an exciting new level. Delivering professional looking foiling results using a hot press technique that ensures crisp, clean images. Perfect for stationery, invitations, party decorations, home decor, and so much more. The foil press is the only hot foiling system that uses a silicon plate, and we've created a plate that has edge-to-edge heat, so no matter where you place the dies, the heat will be the same. There are no cold spots or hot spots, just one consistent temperature, which again ensures perfectly foiled results every time you use it. Fast heat up reduces wait time, making projects faster to complete. The innovative foil stamp and cut dies allows you to do exactly that, creating professional quality hot stamping, and they work on everything from paper, fabric, cardstock to leather, vinyl, balsa wood and more. Don't waste any of your foil, as you can use the negative foil left over to create another project. With any machine that involves the use of heat, safety features are an absolute priority. The foil press has been fitted with a built-in cool-down feature that kicks in when the machine has been in use for a lengthy amount of time. There is also an automatic shut-off feature that will turn the machine off if the heated platform has been engaged for 25 minutes and not used. Everything needed comes in the box, including a handy manual which gives you all the time and temperature settings for the dies, so you can start foiling straight away. The Gemini Foil Press, made by crafters, for crafters.
All the details there of the incredible Gemini foil press. Very, very busy in over on the website in the US at the moment specifically as well. Now, a lot of you were asking about finished projects, and how you would incorporate finished projects or you're foiling into your finished projects. Craig is going to share with us some of the fabulous makes in just a moment that the design team have come up with. But I think, you know, if you're already creating things like toppers, I think it's quite easy, isn't it, once you get started, Craig, to incorporate this into lots of different things.
It is. And when I was saying earlier on, you know, I would recommend getting used to things like cardstock before moving on. I would recommend as well having it at the side of your junior or your large Gemini like I do. It's that whole thing of if it's in the box out the way, you're not going to use it. Where if it's sitting out, once you get familiar with it, you just instantly start to roll it through your Gemini and you use it more and more. But whether you want to use some of the frames that we've not even touched upon today, that you're going to find these ones on the website. These alphabets, when we're talking about adding longer names earlier on in the day, it was these alphabets that we're referring to. Not sure what sort of range of alphabets we've got in stock, if any, but check them out on the website. You can go into the section of the foil press. But this one is the frame here. Use it on its own if you want. But then we're going into those Art Deco ones. So because these got the die cut aperture, great for your shakers. But then maybe you want to then pop a sentiment into the middle, keeping it very simple, a couple of mats and layers with the ribbon, and then you're letting the foil press sentiment or the foil press topper do the talking. Then you can start to come in and bring in any of your dies and embossing folders and your gilding waxes. And then within this one here, which comes with the Art Deco one, what you can then do is bring in some of your stamps if you want to. Start to use that to create a frame all the way around. Then you can start to also incorporate them into your concept cards that you can see here. So if you've got your scoreboard, your Ultimate Pro, etc., etc. Here's another one, but this time it's done on the mirror card. Then if we have a look at the borders here, so this one we've got the borders along the top. This small frame is actually the one that comes included. Actually, the happy birthday sentiment as well is what comes included with the foil press. Then we've got another one with the border and the corner as well. We'll turn it right way round. Very simple again, because you've got that foiled aspect. It looks lovely. Another one now, we're going to have a look at this heart again, because we'll answer the question as to the plate combination with the foil and cut stamps, and that's what this one is. So we'll look at this heart in a moment. But foiled onto pearlescent card and then foiled the sentiment onto acetate. And then what about going spectacularly big? You can then use your heart here, so you've got the foil onto blue mirror card here as well. Have a look on the website for any potential background foil press stamps that might be across there. But I mean, the elegance that it adds to your cards and your projects, just absolutely glorious.
Yeah, really, really beautiful it is. And I think one of those things that once you start using it, I know some of you bought it a bit apprehensive, but what we hear time and time again, and also what I would say is go over and check out the reviews on the website for this. Lots of our products have got reviews there. I'm sure this one does as well. What people say is once they start with it, they just can't stop, and it becomes something that they really love. And I think it adds a real elegance, really elevates your project. Sometimes I'll tell you where I went. I went to Wagamama's last year, and on their menu they had some of the dishes are like written in foil. I was like, oh, fancy, foiling on the menu. But I think if you love, it was of course about card making, but things like stationery and keepsakes and home decor, absolutely brilliant to use. Just please promise me, if you're going to get it, you'll get it whilst it's on a great deal. And this is a great deal right now. $75.92, $96.64 in extras included. What I would say as well, I know I joked about it earlier, but it's really annoying when sometimes you get a load of freebies, Craig, and they're just like not relevant. Do you know what I mean? Like you buy a cup of coffee and you get, I don't know, 400 metres of rope, and you're thinking, well, I can't really use the two together. These are all really great accessories that you would have come back, I'm sure, and bought at some point in the future anyway. I always say buy a blender and get a free traffic cone. Like we've all seen those deals out there. You think, why would I want that with that? This isn't that. This is a great deal where you're getting fantastic freebies that are all totally relevant to what you are buying. So absolutely snap it up. If you're a platinum member, I think it's a really easy purchase. $79.99, $111.96. And I like what Sarah says about this, Craig. She just talks about it being an extension of your Gemini machine. It's not like it's new technology, or it's not like it's not going to be something that's going to fit into your craft pretty easily. No, not at all.
No, you know, the thing is, you have a look about, so you look at our paper pads that's got foiling on them, you look at things like Kanban Crafts that's out there in the market, Hunky Dory that's out there in the market, where you get that foiling. You can do it yourself. To touch upon as well what Joe said as well, for instance, say another company, let's say the foil press was another company's product, giving you away all these things, what they would probably do is give you extra 3 rolls of the multi-surface foil. you know, the one that you're not really going to use a lot. We're not going to do that. We are like, well, you use the papercraft foil, so that's what we're going to give you extra. Same with the carry case. We've got no reason to put the carry case in because it sells as standalone.
And it's
but
£30
we've done that.
worth.
£30 worth as well. So yeah, it's getting the things that you actually need. So what we're going to do now is let's go back, answer that question about the plate configuration for the foil in cut. So let's have a look at that one. So we're going to look at the B-Ritz, the Love Heart. So you've got the foil detail within the middle, and then the inner and the outer, that then die cuts. So if I was to bring in my matrix, I know these kind of off the top of my head now, but let's say, so what I'm going to do with this one, once again it answers another question from the past. I'm going to use our Centura Pearl, which is 310 GSM. So I know for myself, because I do it quite a lot, that it is a medium, and I'm actually going to follow the 350 GSM, not the 300. 300, of course, is closer to 310, but I know that I get a better result by following the 350. So it is medium and it's 30 seconds. It is the 45 seconds. So I'm going to come all the way, so it's quicker to reset, and I'm going to go all the way up. And then as soon as we get to 45, there we go. What I can then do is pop it on, and then I'm going to put my carbon plate, and we're going to press start. What will happen sometimes as well, and it's that case of do as we say and not as we do, and that is when we are live and we are demonstrating these, we will always leave our platform plugged in. If you're not using it, you know, maybe you've foiled something, you go to make a card, what we would suggest is to just take out the platform from the base. If you leave it plugged in for a long period of time, the heat will continue to circulate, and what will happen is your platform will start to bow upwards. And then when that happens, it just means because it's starting to go on a slant, the plate is starting to bow, you're not going to get that even heat on the back of your foil press stamp. Once you've heated it up the first time, it doesn't take as long the second, the third, or the fourth. So we leave it pushed in for the sake of the show to make it quicker. But when you're at home, when you're not using it, just pull out the base out, or the platform out of the base, and that's going to prolong your foil press.
Fabulous.
So pop in our red foil, or berry, I believe it's called. Centura Pearl.
Berry. If you're from Manchester.
Berry.
Oh, that's lovely, that berry.
So, now let's start all that again, because what I didn't do, Joe, we need our metal shim. We need our metal shim. So this is the one that comes with the foil press. So I'm going to reset that. Let's go back to 45 again. So we just need to redo that, because although that's heated up, this bit hasn't, so you're not going to get that perfect foil. So 45, we're on green, we're good to go. So let's start that again. So we'll pop that one on, our carbon plate, and press start. We will also need our metal shim, and this is the one that comes with the Gemini Junior. So that is what we're needing. So all that we need to do is just wait on that doing the countdown for another 34 seconds.
Amazing. What temperature should the low setting be? Is there a way to test if you know if your machine is a little hotter or cooler than standard? Asked Tracy. I'm not sure why you'd need to, are you?
I don't know either, no.
Seeing as you're going to do pretty much everything on the lower temperature.
Yep. So the one that I can't answer on that one. I don't know.
Susan Griffiths says, a brilliant demo. Thank you, Craig, for all the tips and encouragement to use the foil press today. I've absolutely loved this show.
You are very welcome. Really, really is very welcome. And it just goes to show it's worthwhile me just coming in saying, right, you tell us, let Joe know, what do you want to see, and we'll do it.
Fabulous. Is there a reason, I think what Gwenda's asking, is there a reason we don't use low-tack tape to stick the foil down?
See, the thing is you can use low-tack tape. I'll rephrase that. You can use our low-tack tape. There's a technique that you'll find on YouTube where I've used our background foil press stamps, and what I've done is I've taken the positive from one, negative from the other, overlaid them, and I've stuck them together using our low-tack tape, heated it up on the foil press and ran it through. So our low-tack tape it won't do any damage. I think it is just that whole nature of it's a plastic backing, it is got that sticky layer, so unless you absolutely need to, there is actually no reason for you to use any low-tack tape. If you are having difficulties with foil or that staying in place for whatever reason, you can put a little bit of low-tack tape on and you'll be okay, you'll be
Excellent.
fine.
Hope that helps. That was, who was it? Oh, was that Gwenda?
So now that we've done that, so we've got a little love heart that we can go, and that's not even foil because it's not the pressure within the centre that you can see here, so you could be using them elsewhere. We can take the outline, and then if I take this one here,
nice.
Look at that. So that's Centura Pearl with a hint of silver. So that's done the die cutting all the way around. What I love as well is you get that kind of pen etched foil all the way around.
Cool.
So you've got that, finishes it off beautifully, and it's nicely curved as well, like a normal die would be. You've got that lovely outside die cut, the lovely inside, even all these pin drops, but you've got perfect foiling all the way around. A little photo frame for love heart coming, a little photo frame for Valentine's coming up with the love heart, or of course just a sentiment in the middle or shaker.
Will you be sending many Valentines this year, Craig?
Not planned to, I've not really thought about it, no.
I got quite a lot of cards last year.
Did you?
Yeah, from viewers, but you know, I love the viewers, so I'm always pleased to receive a Valentine's card. Who knows if we'll be sending any or not this year? I mean, it's still a month away, Craig. Lots can happen. Let's recap some of the stuff that you've seen in the show. We've got that Borders collection for you, which is fabulous. Now, this is brilliant. In here, you're going to receive your Papillon. You've also got the Stress Border, the Leon, and the Biarritz in there as well. And great savings. Kind of like cartload pricing, but with masterclass education. That's what we're bringing you today. We've also got the foil stamp and cut creator card dies. These should be $24.99 each. However, $14.99 gets you both of them, $17.99 if you are across in the US. We've got the expression dies, so these are your sentiments essentially in the foil stamp form. In here you are going to get RSVP, invitation, hang on, I've got wedding. They're not called, basically, they're not called on the sheet that we have our information.
Yeah.
I thought they would have called them what it says,
but they're not
called what they say, no. I'll go through, I'll tell you which ones you get. In there, you're going to get special friend, save the date, wedding, party, invitation, and RSVP. We got there in the end, don't worry, we're all pulling in the same direction. Monogram frames, the next one we have for you. These are fantastic, £15, limited stock. Oh, shut the front door. Paint me green and call me a pickle. £6.59 or $10.75. Oh, you'll need to be quick. £5.27, $8.60 as a platinum member, so do grab those. The interchangeable sentiments we also have for you. You've just had a little look at these, $27.99. Excuse me, or $31.99 if you are in the US. We also have the papercraft foils as well. You've got lots of great colours in here as well. You're going to get the berry, the cerise, the disco ball, gold shimmer, holly icicle, silver, silver shimmer, turquoise, and aurora as well, which is fantastic. Right, Craig, do you think we can squeeze something in for the last sort of 6-7 minutes of the show?
Hopefully anyway, but I'm sure that we can do. What I wanted to do is going to use the Elegance before they sell out. And what I wanted to do is I explained earlier on in the show how your foil, all your foil can create a resist effect. So what I'm doing, using the Elegance, and I'm going to go in with our foil here, which this one is the Icicle. So there's a little bit of see-through / Aurora Borealis sort of look to it. Now what I'm going to do, you can do with any colour of foils because they will all create the resist effect, but with this one you get that sort of shiny, icy look depending on what colour you go over the top with. So with this one here, I've got it set to 20 seconds. So I'm going to pop this frame on. And this is the one, in case you are relatively new and you're thinking, well, what's that centre bit, Craig? This originally came out with a collection of tiny little alphabets. If we do have any in stock, they'll be on the website, but you can be using these ones. Gosh, this one's well stuck. You can use these frames on their own. You know, if you bring in little sentiments, little circle sentiments left over from your toppers or that, what you can then do is pop your little sentiments into the middle there, stamp sentiments, use your little die cut circles if you want with the nesting dies. Lots of ways that you can do that. But as this one counts down, and once again, I'm going to use white smooth stamping cards so that we can show you the inking over the top before we finish. But it does the countdown, like so. So we're going to go with the shiny, smooth side on one side, and then we're cardstock, sit that over the top, slide it out, and then again, slide to the left.
Now, y'all.
And then what we can then do, God, I've not heard that song for a long time. I'm not doing it. The last time I'd done something like that was yesterday in dancing, and the whole blending tool fell out my hand and hit off the side of the unit.
Did you get ink on the unit?
No, it was just, thankfully it was just the blending
How
tool.
did you manage it? You threw it across the room. That's
Well,
amazing.
Ben was doing some dabbing. He was trying to get me to do it.
Right, and
so,
if you did it,
like, there's nothing in my hand this time. So I went like that, and then I went like that, and the blending tool flung out my hand and hit off the unit at the side.
Dear.
I know.
Extreme dancing.
Exactly, just well, there was no one about. So first of all, it's, you know, you can just start to see the outline, which we've got there. And once again, if I tilt it forward, and it is a little bit shiny.
Shiny, 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 shiny little crab.
But if we come in,
It's not the words at all, but in my head that's how it goes. And when I watch the film, every time I'm like, oh, the song is completely different to how I think it goes.
I'm like that with most songs.
We're talking about the song of the crab from Moana. Great film, that, Craig.
I know you were on about it in Wake Up Call.
Is there a Moana 2, or have I made that up?
Don't think so.
There's going to be a Moana 2, isn't there? I need to see Encanto. That's the one I really want to see. I need to find time to watch that.
And I'm surprised I've not seen it because I'm a big fan of The Rock, so...
Who's also... Oh, you're still talking about Moana, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you
I'd moved on to
think?
Encanto, sorry.
So here, what I've done is I've gone over with Honey Pot, but you can see how it creates that resist effect. You can tell Johnny's watched... what's it called? Mimosa. If I bring in... What is it called?
Encanto.
No. Moana.
Mimosa.
Mimosa.
Oh gosh, that takes me back to a very bad experience in Australia. Let's talk about mimosas.
So all that I'm doing now, Joe, is I'm buffing off any of that excess ink that's on the foil. But then there we go. We've then used the icicle. That's created a resist effect. We've gone over with Honey Pot. And as I say, you can do this with any colour foil. All that would happen is you'll be left with a silver design or a gold design, whatever it is. But if you want that clear design, your icicle works absolute best. It's in that bundle that you showed earlier on. And that's all the main ones that I can think of when it comes to Masterclass and the foil press.
Obama out.
Mic drop.
Amazing, yeah. I mean, what an incredible masterclass it has been. Remember, you can use all sorts of foils. Going to recap the details again for you of that Gemini foil press, but remember all the different materials that you can start to foil onto. Here's just really the tip of the iceberg, a snapshot of all the things you're going to be able to use through here. You've got denim, cotton fabric, faux leather, glitter material. We have vellums, craft metals, ribbons, acetate there as well. Then, of course, you've got your different cardstocks, black card, Centura, craft card, pattern papers, mirror card, watercolour card, also black card with inks and glitter card as well. Really, really fantastic. What I would say is, if you're going to get this machine, get it whilst it's on an amazing deal, and that is exactly what you have got today, because you get everything you'd get in the box as standard, and that's what you'd normally be paying for the machine on its own. So we're talking about the base station, the platform, the top plate, your shims, your cooling mat, tweezers, also two of your foil stamp and cut dies, 3 of the foil stamp dies, some foil as well. But today what you're getting is, of course, you are getting all the extras as well. Those extras being that carry case, which on its own is worth £30, which is brilliant to store your foil press in. Also extra metal shims, cooling mats, tweezers, finger grips, and 3 further rolls of foil. So if you're going to get it, just get it whilst it's on a great deal, and that date is today, $79.99 or 111.96 if you are a platinum member. The icicle foil does provide an impressive effect, says Tracy. It really does, and I think you know, we've got great deals for you, whether it's the machine you're going for or you're replenishing your foiling stash and getting some of those extra bits, which is fantastic. Craig, you and I tomorrow, Craft Chat Create will be up, won't we? 3 full hours tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that.
We will do, yeah, looking forward to it. That's me for the day, which is just as well, so I can try and get an early night, be up early for tomorrow. So you have got me tomorrow for that show that I can't see either. Craft Create. Chat and Create. Then Michelle's taking over for Wake Up Call, and then I'm with you for Cartload. Michelle's got the masterclass as well, and then I'm back, myself, George, Johnny and Charlotte for Cartload.
How fabulous. Make sure you join us for all of those. We're not going anywhere though for the rest of the day, of course. Myself and Andrew will be back in 2 hours' time for Creative Cravings. A brilliant opportunity for us to take things back to basics. You get any of your questions in that you need. What I would say is please don't forget to check out your baskets. Very, very busy. Your stock's very vulnerable in the US on this particular machine. So if you want it, snap it up now, grab yourself a bargain. I'm off to get some dinner, have a bit of a chat with the guys, and we'll see you back here in a couple of hours. Take care.
Toodles.